Good afternoon, soul family. This is Crystal Demon Slayer 144. Today is a little challenging. I just got finished walking my dog and my eyes are burning. I'm stuffy, have a bit of a headache, but I wanted to go ahead and shoot this video real quick and then go do some self-care. So last night, I had quite the experience. It was really enlightening to me. So I just got finished shooting a video and I'd uploaded it and everything. And then I said to myself, why don't I go and just see if what I'm uploading, the thumbnails and everything, if that's really coming through. So I went to my channel and I looked at what I'd uploaded and I was shocked because the videos were there, but the videos showed different aspects of me in each video. So there were all these different expressions and facial contortions, and I was mortified. I was like, what happened to the thumbnails? What happened to, because it took a lot for me to even put videos on social media, because one, I'm shy to a certain degree, and I have never liked seeing myself on film. I have, in my career, my professional career, I have had the opportunity of being interviewed by reporters for news clips and just different other situations where I've been on film, and I just never watch it because I've never liked how I looked. So when I saw these videos, these snaps of me on my channel with me just looking crazy to bizarre, I panicked. I freaked out. I was like, oh my God. So I tried to contact, so the first thing I do when I upload a video, I upload it to YouTube. So I tried to contact YouTube. I got nowhere. Finally, I got to a chat, a way that I could chat with someone at YouTube. And they were basically telling me that, I'm sorry, I only address paid content, but I will forward your concern to the proper office or department or whoever. And I was like, fine, what else can I do? So I said, okay, ended the chat, and I just went in a spiral. And I had to think about it. I was like, why am I spiraling? I mean, to the point of where I said, you know what? I have to get a drink. I need a drink. I need a drink. I need something to make me feel better, because I feel so bad. I feel so embarrassed. I feel so ashamed. And then something said, where does this come from? And I thought about it, and my mind went back to when I was young, when I was a kid, like kindergarten. Kids would tease me, bully me, either I was too skinny, or my nose was too big, or my hair wasn't done right, because, my mother had, at the time when I was little, she had 4 children, and my father was pretty much absentee. So she was a psychiatric nurse, head nurse, the supervisor at the Veterans Administration Hospital. And she had to get us all ready and be out the door. So, you know, sometimes our hair just looked like whatever it looked like. And I was just teased relentlessly to the point of where, and even I was teased about my name, Crystal, you know, Crystal Chandelier, Crystal Ball. And I just took it hard. I accepted their views of me. And it went deep. It went really deep, to where I even changed my name when I was 11. I changed my name because I just didn't want any of that. I thought that I had really overcome that. I thought I had really gotten past that. I thought I processed it and everything. And then one day, Spirit, that little voice, I'll call it Spirit, Spirits told me, it's time for you to start putting on videos and uploading those to YouTube. It's time. And I didn't want to do it because I don't, like I said, I don't like me in videos, but I knew where that voice was coming from. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to power through it, and I'm just going to do it. So I would shoot the video. Now, of course, I know nothing about uploading videos, shooting videos, editing videos, thumbnails, any of that. So I upload these videos, and I didn't know, and this is what I'm assuming, is that when you upload a video, when you upload it, it uploads on whatever you're doing in that video at the moment. So if you're looking crazy or you have a certain expression on your face, that's what the whole world is going to see. And when I thought that, I just spiraled. I mean, tears, just, I can't do this. What? I can't, you know, and then the inner and outer demons were whispering in my ear saying, well, you know, based on how you look, nobody's gonna like your video or want to subscribe or anything. And I was like, oh no. Spiral, 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 spiral. And I said, I need a drink. Spirit said, no, you don't. Why? You don't need a drink. Drinking alcohol is not good for you. It poisons your body. And you know this. And you know you have a generational curse of addiction in your family. And you've gone through that yourself. So now, why all of a sudden, now you need a drink? And so I'm thinking, but that's what people do. I mean, ever since I was a little kid, when I watched movies and shows, when something traumatic happened or something happened that was very painful or hurtful to a person, the first thing they would say is, I need a drink. And so I thought that was just kind of the medicine for that illness. Spirit said, you know better than that. You know better. I said, yeah, I do know better. I said, well, then I'm going to take a gummy. And the Spirit said, why are you trying to mask something that you need to go through? Something that you really do need to go through. Something you need to experience. And I'm thinking, but I thought I was done with this. I thought I had tamped it down enough to where I could actually be on video and be okay with it. And I thought everything was working out because on my computer, all the thumbnails and everything look great. I mean, it's acceptable to me. Spirit said, why don't you just be curious as to why you were motivated to take a look at how your videos on YouTube were appearing. You've never cared to do that before. And then why don't you be curious as to why you saw what you saw? And I'm thinking, you know, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. I am mortified. Don't you know? I'm trying to, you know, you're the one who told me to put these videos up, and you're the one, you know, I'm doing all this for you. And then all of a sudden it's like a slap in the face. And now I'm mortified. And now because, you know, I've got these crazy looking videos up, people aren't gonna look at them and want them anyway. So what was the blah, 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 right? I said, you know what? I think I have some Ativan or something, because, you know, I mean, it's old. I haven't taken it in so long. But I said, I think I have some Ativan around. Maybe I'll take a couple of Ativan and go to sleep. Spirit said, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Rather than go to the Ativan, why don't you ask me to help? I'm here. Ask me to help. And I'm thinking, okay, this is ridiculous. How in the world is... And I actually, you know, something that may even be a figment of my imagination. That's the demons talking. Something that may be a figment of my imagination. I'm hurting now. I'm feeling bad now. Something said, it's up to you. You decide. So I thought about it real hard. I mean, I'm crying, snot and everything. I'm crying. I said, okay, I'm just going to give it a chance. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm just going to try it. And if it doesn't work, at least I can say I told you so to myself. So I took 2 deep breaths. I said, God, I need your help. I need to get through this in the most correct, most perfect way. I need your help. I sat there, and all of a sudden, I yawned. This big yawn. I don't even know where this yawn came from. I yawned, and as I exhaled the yawn, I felt this. I felt like this disengagement from the chaos and the pain. I felt like this space being created. And I was like, that can't be real. Then I yawned again. I don't even know. I'm like, where are these yawns coming? I yawned again. And then there was more space. And I was like, wait a minute. And all the trauma, all the emergency and panic and angst and everything I was feeling, it just lifted. It lifted. I was like, this can't be. Before I could get that thought out, I yawned again. And then I felt like, wait a minute, what was that all? Wait, why was I this upset? Because I said, wait a minute, are these yawns making me feel? I yawned again. And then I giggled. I said, this is crazy. I cannot believe this is happening. This is blowing my mind. I cannot believe this is happening. I said, wow. And then I yawned again. All the bad feeling was about 98% gone. I said, wow, this feels better than the tranquilizer. Like, this is, like, I'm relaxed. I'm calm. I feel peace. What is this? Spirit said, you feel better? And I said, yeah, I feel better. I feel better. I feel better. Spirit said, good. Now, why do you accept other people's... Oops, I'm sorry. Let me shut this door. So, Spirit was like, why do you accept other people's idea of you? You look just like your mother. I made that so. Do you think your mother is beautiful? I was like, I know she is. I said, but I remember when my father would always tell her she was ugly and that nobody would ever want her and she's lucky to be with him. And Spirit said, where do you think that was coming from? I was like, what do you mean? Spirit's like, think about it. I said, well, that was coming from a very negative part of him. And Spirit said, exactly. That's not who he really is. Spirit said, when anybody says things to you that are harmful and hurtful, that's not who they really are. That's coming from a part of them that is being controlled by negative forces. Negative forces from within and from without. Some people say it's the ego. Some people say it's the shadow side. But it's not who they really are. But that part that wants to hurt you or thinks, oh, you're too fat, or you're too dark, or you're too skinny, or whatever it is. That part of them, of whoever it is who's saying that, they are holding energy that the real part of that person doesn't even like. But they're in a space, they're vibrating at a frequency that they don't have enough inner strength to put that part of them in check. So it comes out and it feels harmful, but it's not true. It's not true. When somebody says something bad about you, about the way you look or anything like that, it has everything to do with them and it has nothing to do with you. So, being the case and the truth, why do you take that energy on as the truth? I mean, you take it on as a mirror, and then you look in the mirror that part of them created, and then you see yourself as they project onto you. Spirit said, why do you do that? Spirit said, now, you went through everything you went through when you were little. People talking about you, bullying you, and even what you saw in your own family dynamics between your mother and father. The Spirit said, how dynamic is it for you to overcome that? Go through whatever you have to go through, whatever pain that is, to correct it or to heal that, and then come out the other side healed. I said, I never thought about it like that. I never thought about it like that. Spirit said, I know you're beautiful, but I need you to know you're beautiful, because I want people to see you how you really are. People who choose to see you through a filter based upon what's going on in themselves, as Leon Thomas said, let it just be that. But there are people who see you for who you really are. and see how you really look as a whole, physically, energetically, all of it. And they see the beauty in you. And honestly, those are the only people who you want to interact with. Spirit said, and as far as likes and subscriptions, Spirit said, I am not concerned about you getting likes and subscriptions. This isn't even what this is all about. Spirit said, I don't even want people who look at your picture on the internet or a clip or something, go, "Ooh, I don't like how she looks, so I'm not." Spirit said, I don't even want them to like or subscribe or comment or any of that. Spirit said, I want people to look at your videos who actually get what you're talking about, or want to learn more, or appreciate what you're saying, because they get it. I said, wow, I hadn't thought about it like that. Spirit said, well, you need to. Spirit said, because as the great RuPaul says, if you don't love yourself, how anybody else gonna love you? You need to love yourself. It's about self-love, because you are all that. And if I say you're all that, and if I say you're beautiful, who are you going to believe? Who are you going to believe? And I said, wow, that is really resonating with me. That's really resonating with me. So I wanted to share that with you, because we've been so conditioned by society, by media, to embrace a certain idea of what beautiful is. And to the point of where people will do anything, even overdo it to the point of ridiculousness, to be quote unquote beautiful, to be accepted by society or by people who, why does their opinion matter? What do they do for you? Do they love you? Do they care for you? Can you trust them? Can you count on them? No. So anybody who judges you, period, but anybody who judges you based on how you look, how thin or how heavy you are, or what color your skin is, any of that, why do you even want to impress them? And why would you hold the energy of shame and embarrassment and I'm not good enough? Why would you base your self-worth and your self-esteem on people, on society, on anybody who they don't have your best interest at heart? That's what I got from that. And so I now know that I'm very blessed by having that experience, because I really thought I was fine. I thought I had gotten over it. And then Spirit showed me, okay, you're working on it. You're working on it. That's what I want you to do. You're working on it. You're not there yet, but you're working on it. Don't stop. Don't stop. We have a lot to do. We have a big, big, big mission to do. And we can't allow inconsequential people to affect us and hinder our mission. So even if it's just even if your mission is just to have joy and peace and enjoy your life and be happy, because that's your birthright. Everybody deserves that. And we can't stay stuck on other people's misery and other people's low vibrational existence because they want company. They want you to be miserable too. So, some people go, well, I'm just being frank. I mean, if you're fat, I use fat because I was 260 pounds at one point. And so I know what that feels like. If people say, well, if you're fat, you're fat. It's the truth. And I'm just going to say it. I mean, you have the right to be fat, but I have the right to comment on it if that's what you're going to be. Yes, you do. You have the right to comment on anything you want. But do I have to tolerate that? Do I have to be around that? I don't. And one thing my granny always said, when people show you who they are, please believe them. Please believe them. There's no reason to be fixated on somebody's negative perception of you. There's no reason. But again, growing up, TV, peer pressure, even my relatives, when I was little, they would get around and talk amongst themselves about people and how they looked. So, yeah. We've got to evolve. We've got to evolve and get past that. That is so, I was going to say petty, but it's so full of nothing. It's so full of nothing. What people think about you and think about how you look. It's just nothing. It's just nothing. It's a big, huge, blown up balloon made to think about, made to create this reality of truth. Oh, I said this, so this is the truth. And then a person takes that as the truth and they wear that burden for the rest of their lives, or however long they wear it until they can process and heal themselves out of it. Well, I'm through with that. I'm through. As long as my God, spirit, source, life sees me as beautiful, then I need to see myself as beautiful. And everybody needs to see themselves as beautiful. Period. So, if you like what I'm talking about, you can hit the like button. If you want to hear more, you can subscribe. And if you care to, you can leave comments. And my dog is snoring, so that is him snoring in agreement. Anyway, I am going to go take an Advil and an Actifed. Go lay down. Enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time.